Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, rage across Ireland at this point. We begin this scene as the Pride of the Sun pack, the two members that it holds, have gone on an important mission to potentially save the Summer Queen. In a previous interaction with a Glade child and a few rites and rituals that they pulled, they have managed to find out that the Queen's location is not in some bane infested um, umbral realm, but is actually in, well, either the Tellurian or the Nerumbra in Ireland or somewhere close to that region. So they have gone on a moon bridge, made their way to the the lands of the Fianna, the green hills of Ireland. They stepped off at one of the septs in the northern regions of Ireland, have had some conversation there regarding anything off that has happened in these lands, perhaps recently, perhaps not. The Fianna there were not able to give you much on. Stop typing, Chris, or mute yourself. That's awfully distracting. Sorry. The Fianna there were not able to give you much information on anything new changing there. However, after you've spoken with some of them, you've heard of a place that is actually not Ireland at all. It's called the Isle of Man, placed in the Irish Sea between Ireland and England. And a lot of the Fianna were saying that rumor has it that that place is pretty bane infested. It has a bad rap. I don't know how properly to pronounce it, Robbie. You'd say it then. Isle of Man? No. You'll say it then, if you know it so much better. No? Silence? Okay.
Isle of Man is fine.
Exactly. So,
Oh, hey, Robbie lives somewhere there.
You can see my house from here.
Yeah,
yay! Yes,
almost
we can.
literally.
So, if you ask for help, most of the Fianna look like you're crazy, especially if you don't want to tell them what this is all about. Um, they turn away, saying that they have enough to deal with. There is, however, one curious ragabash that's like, yeah, sure, I don't mind going there. And I don't do an Irish accent, by the way, so just
Well,
imagine that in an Irish accent.
he's
Here
a
it
lupus,
comes.
so I'm not sure he would have an Irish accent.
I
But
mean, they say you get infected with what you, well.
infected. But yeah, shall I do the intro?
Sure, go on.
So yeah, he kind of like sidles up after everyone else has sort of rejected you, and says, "Ah, don't worry about them. I'll show you where the place is. I'm Silent Fields, Lupus, Foster, and Ragabash. I know the way. I went before. I like checking out the strange places around here. And boy, is that place strange."
If rumors are true, well, We appreciate your help. I'm Jacob Clay, Homid Adrian Philodox Silverfang.
Garm Trimidson, Call the Ancient, Fenris, Piers, Cleof.
He'll kind of like do that little doggy thing, like almost when they stretch, like put his head down and wag his tail at Jacob. So, why do you want to go? Don't get many tourists around here.
Recently, how to put it? During summer, we got a visit from spirit, from a bunch of spirits that gave us open access to a glade. It was actually quite nice. It was pretty cool to just kind of relax for once. They were all the summer spirits and glade children, and one of them was a particularly powerful spirit called the Summer Queen. Unfortunately, during one of the parties, she ended up getting kidnapped by a wormhole. We killed the rest of the Banes, but they managed to make off with the Summer Queen, and we've tracked her to around here. We're trying to save her before she becomes irrevocably corrupted. Basically, you know, just the fate of summer. It's all good.
A spirit quest to save summer. How poetic.
I think it's pretty cool.
Robert Burns would be proud.
So cool you'll never be able to talk about it.
Why?
In order for us to pass unseen, the Night Spirit will veil our presence of their shadows. They have asked in return that the mission remains their given gift.
Well, what are you going to do for me if I show you the way?
Well, what do you want?
That's a good question.
He thinks. Well, we have a festival coming up. If you two would help me hunt so I can bring some food for the festival, then I'll come with you. Because I can impress the rest of my set.
I think that can be done. Also, considering that the Queen of Summer would be free, she would most certainly be very happy to have one last celebration before the end of summer. Or at least have something proper. And it can also shine upon you if not only with meat you would be able to bring the Queen of Summer.
He nods and will like lick his paw and kind of hand it out to shake on it.
Garm will shake on it, Lupus way.
Jacob's chill with this. The player is sketch as fuck. But
And And then he will turn around and say, well, come on. It'll take us a while to get there.
And or not as he looks at Jacob. You'll probably get faster in lupus.
True. Jacob will change. It says, oh,
While we travel, you should step where I step and walk where I walk. It'll be faster that way, and we won't meet as much trouble.
And yeah, this is wise as fuck.
So, little trio, how are you going to approach the isle? There's a bit of water in between where you are and where you need to be. Are you going Umbra to Lorien? And how are you going to cross the waters?
we can get a boat.
I know, what are my worst enemy. Well, he, you know what? I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do a thing that is called Sunsworm. Because I'm kind of dubious at this place.
So you're going to do a sandworm while you are standing at the shore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because he's thinking, well, I mean, we can go, but also he's thinking, well, if they took her, okay, we need, because I'm seeing the map, we need to go on the fucking Isle of Man. Okay.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, the big A on your map made me think this is where we are and where we need to go.
No, I don't know what the big A is doing there.
Okay, and no, I would not do Sandsworm.
Actually, can you see the map properly? Because with me, it's like, okay.
Yes.
It switched around for me, so, but.
Well, we don't have much of a choice here. I believe that well, is there any way there's a fucking boat to get to Silent?
I mean,
as he looks at the lupus, because I mean, he knows the lupus is not probably going to be. Oh yeah, there's a ferry for like $25. But like, I don't know. Maybe he knows a secret fucking way.
He will say he'll basically get to the shore and he'll be like, we should just get the ferry. It's the easiest way.
Yep.
Got to pay for it though.
We have money. We'll pay for you.
Of course the Silver Fang does.
I didn't start out rich. I just ended up rich. You got a modest.
It's okay. I believe you weren't born with a silver spoon. Got no scars.
He does actually have scars now.
In his mouth?
No.
Yeah, now somehow I got the hilarious vision of Silver Fang tradition. Like, yeah, of course, silver hurts as fuck, but we gotta respect tradition. You will be raised with a silver spoon. So, yeah, we'll go to the ferry.
When you get to the port of, well, whatever, Belfast probably, like, or Carrickfergus, that's close by as well. You can of course, pick a regular ferry. There's a lot of people. There's also like fishing boats that you might be able to rent if you want. There is guided tours onto the Irish Sea. Like those are all a bit more private, so it really depends on what you guys want.
I mean, I think we just get a ferry direct to the island itself. Or just rent our own, or we could just rent our own boat. That would actually make more sense, because then we actually have an exit strategy in case we need to get off the island real sharpish.
You can't. He'll say you can't rent a boat and cross international borders. Just get the ferry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Mm.
It's like one every day.
Yeah, works for me.
And yeah, ferry it is, and you have a. Well, just a quick question: are you guys still in Lupus?
Well, I mean, look at my picture.
Not forgetting the boat, the ferry. That'd be silly.
I mean, haven't stated that you changed, so I just wanted to make sure that you're not like trotting onto a ferry as three pretty wolves. But yeah, other than that, the people on the ferry might give you some suspicious glances and everything. There is not that much going on. The ferry is a rather pleasant couple of hours. Definitely a couple of hours.
Silent Fields tells you that you should call him Brad Pitt is his human name that he's adopted. And he pretty much insists that Jacob buy him dinner from the buffet.
Leave me drink. Sure thing, Brad.
Hmm?
I said Brad, not Gum.
Yeah, because I'm like, what?
Okay, and you are finally, after a nice meal, when it gets like late the afternoon, you will arrive on the Isle of Man.
Yay!
Yay!
We're on an island.
You're no longer in Ireland.
But where are we?
The more important question is probably, where do you want to go?
Hmm.
Well, we got a couple of options from this point forward to track down the Summer Queen. We can use our Ride Over questing zone again to fashion ourselves a magnetic, magnetic compass. Or, I say magic, not magnetic. All compasses are magnetic. Or and he'll look to Brad Pitt. Do you know how to? Do you have that gift which allows you to track people?
Quickly looks.
I mean, I would hope he has.
He
What's it
doesn't. This
called?
is why no one listens to him.
What's it called?
Well, it's called like
I don't think he does.
Sense the Prey or
Pulse
something?
of the Prey?
Pulse of the Prey.
No.
Oh.
He shakes his head. He's busy eating the leftovers from the meal you bought him.
Guess we'll need to use a questing stone then.
Island's not that big.
really isn't. There's only one really big city, town here. So it's not like we're going to have to travel that far.
He shrugs.
Alright. I'll get us a compass.
I mean, Garm had a pretty useful idea earlier on.
Oh yeah, that one idea. Yeah. You could do that too. Does Garm remember the idea?
Wait, I had an idea. Ah,
Oh, for fuck's
shit.
sake.
Ah, shit. Um,
Oh boy.
We don't need a ragabash. We're already a laughing stock.
Somewhere Lion shakes his head in disappointment.
okay, let. I probably have a brain aneurysm. No, because literally, like, if it was from last week, then yeah, I might
Oh,
have.
it was from earlier in the scene.
Oh, but gee whiz. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, sandworm. Genuinely confirm it or not, because like just I don't remember jack shit. I don't remember anything.
Well, we could just do that.
Congratulations.
I'm
You
gonna
go
roll
to the
that
next
now.
round, win the microwave.
I mean, okay. Like, to be fair, like, technically, what are we wondering about here? Because like, he has does he need something to use Pulse of Prey, or
Well, the Ragabash just said he doesn't have Pulse of Prey.
Yeah, he just said that, so we can make a questing stone, or we can sense how many bad wormish things there are around here. Maybe that will give us a clue.
I have a very strong feeling that I want to drown that fucking lupus. Like
Not
that,
yet.
the one fucking gift. The one fucking gift that we need.
But the Saskia, what is the difficulty for sense one here?
It is difficulty 6.
Oh, I get a free trumpet as well. Oh, I get 4 successes with that trumpet.
Okay. With 4 successes, as you're standing at the port of this town that you just landed in, you kind of sense something off to your right. It's like an area that it will lead you down to the older parts of town. You have the feeling it's like a few miles away, but you can feel its presence.
Oh, wow, must be pretty heavily tainted then. Yeah, Jacob just kind of wrinkles his nose and just goes, ooh. Right, I won't lie about this place, would I? Shit. Well, there seems to be something down that way. He kind of casually points. There's a fair ways down there, but I mean, I can sense it from this far.
Then yeah, let's go that way.
I mean, it's our first shot.
Yes.
We can still make that questing stone if you want, although it would look a little bit awkward in a crowd.
I mean, at this point, I would probably suggest that we go Umber side.
Yeah, we'll just need a place to swap out. Not exactly an easy place to go Umber in a town.
Jacob never uses public bathrooms.
Never,
I mean,
never.
he's referring to the difficulty, but okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, the town is not a very big town.
Why bully?
I can find a nice place to cross down by a river, under a bridge.
Yeah, sounds good. That sentence kind of cuts off as it ends.
And he will do that. He also spends a few moments kind of innocently looking through the bins and things, and he'll find like we'll just find like a nice scarf in one of the bins and put it on. When you give him a look, we'll just be like, souvenir.
There's a lot of people giving this guy strange looks, but yeah.
I'll definitely
and
cross.
we will. Yeah, they will. You will find like somewhere at the outskirts of the town. You'll find
Yeah.
this nice little old bridge that kind of crosses a stream. Starts to look a little bit more naturey, although you're definitely still in town, but it's like the houses are a bit further apart. And like looking in between the houses, you can see some of the fields of the island. And yeah, if you want to cross, it is difficulty 6. Just to make it nice and round there.
Yeah, I pass.
You pass. You pass. Garm goes through the veil. Jacob goes through the veil.
Didn't roll, but I pass.
And yes. Uh, Silent Fields also passes.
Brad Pitt.
You
Brad Pitt.
rapid. You all take your time with it, but yeah, you'll find yourself in the Umbra. You see a few Weaver spirits around. Definitely not as much as in New York. Like fucking hell. But there's like a few of them scurrying around. There are a few webs hanging in between some of the houses, but it's not as heavy on the Weaver spiders as you're used to. Yeah, looking out, you see some of the other spirits. Some glade children, some air, and earth elemental things. Not too big. Doesn't all seem to be very big here. And yeah, you're in the Umbra.
So, where are we going, boss?
Well, we are going to go where the worm is.
Yeah, and since Chris did a BRB, I'll say that without further ado, Jacob will guide you to the south. You'll go in Homid. You go in a different form. Like, why the fuck not do that right now?
Um, at this point, I'm going potato.
Potato. Okay, wolf potato.
Potato Lucas.
So in Lupus, you guys go and you will go south, past the town, a little bit further, until you reach the shore actually, and in the distance you can see a ruin. I have the feeling I need to zoom out. Yes, I do. See, I was missing part of my picture there. It's a little away, like there's a road going to it that seems to have been there since forever, especially in the Umbra. But yeah, it's pretty much as you see it. You think that once the flood comes, everything but the road is swallowed by the waters. Perhaps on like high floods, even the road to this place would be inaccessible. There is a part of the castle that still looks like people might be able to live there. Like it's sort of still there, but most of it looks like ruins. You kind of stand on a little away from it as you see it pop up.
So basically, we see that castle.
Yes. And this is where Jacob would tell you that the wormtail seems to be coming from. It seems to be spreading out from this area.
Well then, I guess that's a time where we use that sweet stealth music because we're
Mhm.
gonna need it.
Jacob can actually stealth now, which is nice.
So, what do you do?
I think the Ragabash was asking you guys a question.
What do you want me to do?
Uh,
Jacob, what does Jacob see? He sees that castle, right?
You see the castle, yes.
Um. Okay, and it's walled. What do we see Umberside?
You are Umberside. What you
Yeah,
see,
that's what I mean. What's the castle?
I mean, what you felt through Senseworm, is that this seems to be the center of where the worm taint comes from. As far as spirit wise, there are like you noticed as you were approaching that there were not a whole lot of spirits visible. And like you're not in front of the castle just yet, so you're basically standing at a distance. So right now you stop at the point where you can see the castle. You don't really see any movement just yet.
Maybe nobody's home.
uh, help us infiltrate.
Hmm.
We need to
Jacob,
locate the queen.
yeah, if we there's a little. Is there that little? You know where the lighthouse is, Saskia? Like the little port harbor thing on the right hand side of the picture.
Mm, yeah, that's all there.
Okay, cool. Jacob will just say maybe there's a way in through that side.
Which is why the Ragabash should help us find an entrance. I'm sure that his keen sense, the scout, will help us to find an entrance that is not main door.
Yeah, so actually no, he goes to say silent, but then he'll just call him Brad. Yeah, Brad, you think you can find us a discreet way in?
Fine, as you asked nicely. But yes, of course.
Thank you, Brad.
And yeah, he will use heightened senses for the Milky Eye, and he will sneak off around the castle. You see him kind of like sniffing.
Okay. If you roll your sneak, you can add a +4 to it
Okay.
due to stuff Garm did.
Okay. Una seconda, señorita.
Sneaky, 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 sneaky.
I have 10 dice then. That is, I think, 3 successes.
Okay.
Okay.
As you are an NPC, can I suggest activating Blur of the Milky Eye?
I said he did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you roll for it?
I mean, if you want me to, yeah. I was sort of assuming.
I mean, it depends on the roll on what it does. So that kind of.
Okay, I will do it.
Manipulation, stealth, diff 8.
Damn, get wrecked.
Because I will need to make rolls as well.
Oh, fail.
Okay.
So
So it's just 3 successes. And you're gonna scout the perimeter of the castle, I presume.
yes.
Let me quickly make a check as soon as my
11 dice, diff 5, and I get 1 success.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
yeah. So are the two of you following him, or are you staying behind to wait for him to report back?
Jacob will stay behind for the moment. Just keep watch, because this is not what he's good at. Never has been.
Genuinely, I think Garm is going to stay hidden until the moment I have to roll willpower and be like, nah, fuck that shit.
Fair enough. So yeah, the Ragabash makes his way around and will right at the sort of port entrance, he will see a sewer entrance that might be able to be used as a way in.
We'll go up to it and begin sniffing around.
Smells like sewer.
What does sense the unnatural do?
Let me look it up.
I can Google it.
No, it's fine. It was a lupus one. I'm looking at the auspice one. Wow, I'm stupid.
Yeah. I think it just senses unnatural things, including like
yeah.
worm and weaver and vampires, and
Mm-hmm.
and it will be perception enigmas, which is 3 + 2. Is just basic. Probably 3 successes, maybe 2 if it's hard.
No, it's not harder. There is definitely a lot of supernatural stuff going on here, or unnatural.
Then he will sneak back to the rest of the gang, and he will tell them what he's seen.
Then I guess we'll be going through the sewers.
Can't be as bad as New York's.
That's what you say.
I mean, have you ever been in a sewer system as bad as New York's? I think it's pretty hard to outdo what it's done to the Hudson.
I think the point is that this castle and everything around it is worm tainted.
I mean, so it's the Hudson.
Then let's go.
All right, let's set off.
Why don't you just kill this Hudson guy? But yeah, he'll slink after you.
If the players want to make stealth checks,
Here we go again. I'm gonna spend a willpower this time.
You weakling. Look at
Hey.
me. Look at me.
I got it.
You only have 5 successes because you spend your willpower because you're weak.
I guess it.
okay. So you reach the sewers. It is a. It's actually it looks like more of a hole in the ground that has water leaking out of it. It's rather small. You'll have to squeeze in. But yeah, it does definitely look like it would continue inwards towards the ruin. So, big question: who goes first?
I mean, this is the Ragabash area of expertise, not Jacob's. Jacob's shown complete ineptitude at stealthing, so he'll probably go second because he's leading his packmate. But
You want to send the Ragabash first? He'll go first.
yeah, Jacob won't be too far behind, but he will be behind enough distance so that if he makes a noise, at least it won't give poor old Bradley away.
Okay. Sneak, 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 sneak. As you continue, and it is really tight. It is really tight. You get in, but you have to crawl somewhat. There is, well, this is kind of a ruin. There's a blockage.
Well, looks like we can't go any further. Best go home.
As if it were so easy.
No.
Jacob, will attempt to undo the blockage.
So you're gonna go through your Ragabash.
I mean,
What do you think this is? The sewers of New York?
he just moved to the side, right?
He moves to the side. He moves 1 centimeter. He's stuck.
Oh.
Okay, what exactly stalks us? Like it's
It's just rubble that's fallen down. It looks like maybe something above you has collapsed and has collapsed the tunnel. You can still feel the air currents kind of going through, so you might be able to dig it out.
Yeah, let's just power through this one.
Okay, then let's try. Let's try and see what we can do.
Okay. There are 2 ways you can go about this. You can either choose to remain behind the Ragabash, which means that he will have to do all the work. You can choose to, in one way or another, try and, exchange places, although that probably means crawling back and changing your lineup. Or what you could try and do is widen the tunnel somewhat. There are some bricks here and there in the tunnel, but it's mostly dirt. And in that case, you could probably dig side by side.
Sure, we can do that as long as you don't cause the tunnel to collapse on us.
Does any of you have some knowledge that
Mm,
would sustain or would go with tunnel building?
nah, who needs tunnel building as a skill anyway?
Okay.
Although I do have forging, but it's not really the
No,
same thing.
no.
Nah. Um,
Academics might
okay.
work. Science.
Who has science really? we're not like glasswalkers.
Enigmas.
I mean, I can try. I can try with enigmas.
You can try with enigmas. It'll be a bit more difficult. Like make it diff 7 because this is not like something that you usually use enigmas about, but it is sort of a riddle that you might be able to solve this way.
I use my brain power. I have 2 successes. My brain cells have connected.
How many successes you got?
2.
Okay. If you would try to dig on the right side of Brad Pitt, there are lesser stones there than on the left side, which means it'll be easier to do. But it also means that the wall is probably not as stable as on the other side. So it might be better to dig on the other side.
Okay. And I shall communicate that information to my companion, and then I'm gonna scratch my way. Onto the left path.
You were the last one. That still means you have to go through Jacob.
I'm gonna push him, or I'm gonna push Jacob into that direction. Do it!
Yeah, I get it. We've been in tight spots.
Okay. Jacob, strength.
Just pure strength?
Strength roll.
I got a specialty in claws.
But you have to go through stones, so it's going to be, like I said, higher div 7.
Okay. Let's get +1 strength from Lupus. We get another +1 from Lion. And my brawl is 4. Well, I get 4 successes.
Okay, yeah, you actually go through it rather fast and create enough space for you and the Ragabash, or potentially, now that you've widened up the hallway in this area, you could get Garm next to you and have the Ragabash wait.
Sure, yeah, we'll offer to tunnel through for the Ragabashes. We're of lions, so we're probably stronger physically.
I mean, I'm a get a Fenris. Of course, I'm stronger.
Not that too.
So what's strength and what?
Strength roll.
Okay. Well, for a second, I thought you were gonna say craft digging.
No, just roll. It's fine.
Okay. So div 7.
No, just div 6. It's cool.
Okay. Meh.
Alright. I'll roll again.
Yep.
Ooh, 5 successes. And 6 if
See?
my specialty counts.
Mhm. Yeah.
You were a miner all along.
With that, you managed to go through the rubble, and the cave-in kind of, you burst open into actually into a room, which means I'll make another one of these. Okay. Yeah, you're good. You burst into what seems to be a very dark room here. Probably entered the former lavatories. And you've made it into the castle. Where will you go?
Do we hear anything in particular?
Are you trying to hear anything in particular?
Yes, let us try to hear creepy whatever chanting.
Well, the lovely voice of the Summer Queen, which I'm sure is not screaming in agony or completely broken by the weeks of torture. But yeah, do you want me to roll for that?
Yes.
I only heard sickening laughter from Saskia. I'm going
I
to
mean,
assume means yes.
anything you want to try and find out, roll perception alertness. Yeah.
Beep boop.
Oh
Mhm.
god, finally something that I can use a normal perception score and not be like, it's eyesight.
No. Nice. 4 and 3 successes.
Yes.
You focus on any kind of sounds that you want to hear. Anything outside of this room that is clearly empty. At first, it's like this place seems to be as silent as death in winter. But as you start to focus a little bit more on sounds, there's something that you hear. It seems to be coming from outside. Might not even be immediately next to you, but more on the courtyard area, where you hear
What?
Someone snorkeling in a castle? What?
it's almost as if it's like it's very rhythmic.
Simon
Well,
feels has his tail between his legs.
well then. Let us try and see.
We know where we're going.
Actually, you can all roll me your perception alertness again, but this time on touch.
Oh, thank goodness.
Still not on sight, don't worry.
Hey, who doesn't have heightened senses touch, right?
Oh,
Right?
although that's a good question regarding.
Yeah, it's a -2 diff anyway, because lupus. Only 2 secs.
So, Chris, you had 2 successes.
Yeah.
Damien, are you rolling or have you rolled?
I have 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
I feel it in my fur.
Yes, you do. Chris, what Jacob notices is that the ground under his paws, it's like harder. It's just a dirt ground. Like this place is nowhere near stable anymore. This is clearly like ruins. And there's actually grass, but the ground underneath the grass feels very hard and cold. Um, Garm, you also feel this, but you also, as you said, feel it in your fur. It starts to almost like your hair start to get up slightly because it feels like it's colder here than it was when you were standing outside of the castle.
Who took your queen again?
The Bane. But we haven't been able to identify it.
I'll give a shiver.
But I think this room is definitely a good direction. Temperature is way colder here. If they intend to corrupt the very definition of summer, I would tend to think that's what it would feel like.
You know, a great way to resolve this situation will be finding the Summer Queen and getting out of here as soon as possible.
Yes.
So let's go find her.
Okay. Where are you going?
With my alertness success before, I heard something like... Other than that, the other one, the one before that, I didn't hear just that sound, it was something else.
No?
It was just that?
It was completely silent, save for.
Oh, I guess we'll head in that direction.
Okay, if you follow that sound, I'm gonna ask, how are you gonna follow the sound?
We're gonna creep.
Please roll me your stealth.
Oh, 7 successes, that's good.
I have 6.
You two are the
I am
knight.
made of stealth.
We are the knight.
Jacob?
Yes.
How many
Oh, I got
successes?
7.
Oh, you got
7.
7.
I
Okay.
am the most knight.
Okay, you two are the knight. Okay. You are all the knight. It's cool. You go into you go out of this room, which really there is no door. It's just a hall. You walk into this hallway that has been collapsed on several places. You have to avoid some stones and stuff. But you are all the knight. You notice all the rocks that you can trip over or make a noise or whatever. At some point, you actually see a hole in the wall. There's light trickling through it, almost making the dust that hangs in the air kind of light up. And when you kind of glance out, you glance onto the courtyard. This is a pretty large courtyard. And what you will see is this. Several of them. Kind of walking around. And every step that they set, they leave some sort of a icy patch on the ground that disappears after a few seconds.
Well, gee. You really like that.
They're like,
Other
hey,
than,
new time no see.
other than these creatures, you look around, you see some buildings that are collapsed, and you see that one lonely tower standing there.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that's not the Queen of Summer. Point at the ugly trolls.
They look like frost trolls or something.
Yeah. Might as well try to sneak past.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Seems good.
Okay. Are you going to follow the hallway? Or are you going to, how are you going to pass them and where are you going to go?
Depends on what routes and if there's any routes are available, or if there's any cover for us to kind of use to kind of avoid the patrols, and like if there's like a small gap in between them so we can kind of slip by, or if we kind of have to go like back into.
Well, if you look into
Back
the
into like another part of the building, to kind of just go around them entirely.
if you look at either side of the hallway, it seems to be leading all the way around, the castle walls. It's actually as if you're walking like a hallway right underneath the walls. That is a way you can go, although like you can't really see that far since it's fairly dark in the hallway itself. You could choose to go over the courtyard if you so wish. That would mean you would need to avoid the gazes of all these, let's say, 4 ice creatures. There is shadow from the walls kind of falling onto the courtyard, which you could use to hide yourselves in. And yeah, basically you can follow the hallway, you could go into the buildings, or you can go into the tower, whichever you prefer. Like the tower will definitely, you will need to go there either through this hallway or past the courtyard. The buildings will require either the other side of the hallway or a shorter sneak towards the buildings.
Hmm.
I feel like none of these are ideal.
You really think that they're going to throw out a red carpet for you?
Yes.
Why
Have
don't
some.
I make a distraction outside?
Garm would someone nod at this.
So long as you have a way out.
I think he's slippery enough.
How slippery are
Very slippery.
you? Okay, yeah, I think the plan works.
Is that okay, Saskia?
Yeah, it's fine with me. What are you going to do?
Who will go back out the tunnel and go outside the walls?
Okay. So, The two of you wait while the Ragabash is making its way, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait.
Motherfucker.
Carm, it's
Yeah.
waiting. It's waiting. It's waiting. These minutes seem to take hours. Like, what's taking this Ragabash so long? It's just frustrating. You guys are like sitting there. You must have been
Fuck
sitting
that
here for
shit.
like half an
Fuck that
hour.
shit.
What?
I failed. Fuck that shit. I failed. I go. Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
Okay, how are you gonna go?
Fuck it. I'm going to. So you said I can either sneak past the idiots.
Yeah,
The
you can either
idiots
use the
will.
shadow of the wall as as a way to hide yourself, but you will have to sneak past them. It's probably faster than going through the tunnel, and you don't actually know where the tunnels will really end. Or you can go through the tunnels and like risk not really knowing where you're going.
Nah, fuck that shit. If there's guard, there's something to guard. Fuck that shit. Going through the shadows. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Okay.
And
Um,
so yeah, through the back, like, it's like fuck that shit. I'm going in.
I will give Jacob one action to basically stop you, especially since you're warning him.
Yeah, Jacob will just cut him off immediately and try and just to force his direction in the opposite direction. Force him to go in the opposite direction
you're
by
literally
basically
gonna-
saying no. We're gonna just go ahead, just take us heading forward, just cutting off his kind of where he's heading. Just looking very angry as a lupus can.
Okay, so
It's a stare down.
seriously.
I don't know. You tell me. You're the fucking SD. I failed my impatient roll. I want to go in. I
Yes,
don't
you
want
want
to
to go
wait.
in. You
I
don't want
want
to wait. You want to go in.
Two ranks above you.
Yes, the
And
older
that old
rank is
fart.
cutting you
That
off.
old fart wants to keep me in.
Yes. So what are you gonna do? Like, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can either bump Jacob aside, try to jump over him, or yeah, do something like a stare down. It's really up to you. How are you gonna react to this?
Patience.
I call my Bane allies to attack him.
Now get out of here.
Nah, I guess he's going to look at him. He's taking too long. Need to go. Either you come with me or I will pass through.
So are you gonna support this with any kind of intimidation or stuff?
I at least have a slight amount of respect. So first he gives him a warning.
Okay,
Then it's going to be a push.
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob will just say, "We waited over a week to get here. You can wait another 5 fucking minutes." He ain't wrong.
Jacob, because for fuck's sake, are you going to support this with any kind of role?
Yeah, sure.
Make a leadership roll, please.
You can definitely roll your leadership if you want to.
I'll do it. So it's 4 plus 4 plus 3, and because of my set position again. have a leadership special team tactics. I get 7 successes.
I guess he makes an argument.
He makes an argument.
Makes an argument, but I cannot.
Yeah,
I cannot.
I mean, you can roll your willpower again. Difficulty is ridiculously low. Like, make it diff 4. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, I still have 2 successes, but yeah, I mean, I really want to see some action. I'm gonna Fenris.
Yeah. So, 2 of you are kind of like, going back and forth with this for a while. But Jacob is well, convincing Garm in all kinds of manners to shut up, put your bum on the ground, and wait. And as you wait for another 5 minutes, Robbie, do you want to initiate a distraction there?
Yep. There will be a knocking on the front door and a howl outside of Europe's The Final Countdown.
I love that song.
And it will, just be howling outside the front door.
Does he have a boombox with him?
No, he doesn't. He's howling it in lupus.
Okay.
Yep.
So terrible. Yeah, and you will see the ice giants kind of look at the gates and then slowly start making their way towards the gates. That is basically, I mean, your cue.
Yeah, I mean, Garm is still murder fucking the giants with his one eye because he's like, I could kill them. Like, I could drive my axe through their skulls. I hate infiltration.
Don't worry, one day.
And yeah, he's going in because he's like, finally, I got an excuse. Run.
Yes, you now have an excuse to run. So where are you going? Are you going to the tower or the buildings?
I know my classics. To the tower.
To the tower.
To the tower. We need to find the Summer Queen with her fucking long ass hair.
To the tower it is. Okay. Then there are 2 ways that you can go about this. You can either, now that the giants are sort of distracted, risk it and go straight across, which means that you'll be out in the open. Or you can still go, like, using the shadows that from the walls kind of fall into the courtyard and be a bit more stealthily.
I paid that.
He paid the toll.
I paid that toll. I'm gonna use all those fucking shadows.
Toll.
Okay, both of you roll me your dex stealth. Difficulty is 6, standard difficulty.
Including the minus?
No, sorry. 5.
Okay, because I mean, otherwise it would.
No, you're right. Just your standard difficulty, you can roll this because they are distracted, and you're using the shadows and the mouse.
We are for 9.
So your dex stealth 7 and 4. Let me just quickly roll for the trolls that are still slowly making their way. Nope, they don't see shit. So they don't see jack shit. They're slowly making their way to the gate and start. Like, the gate is definitely not a neatly looking gate. It's like the wood is rotten. It's has holes in it. So, Robbie, would you mind for your NPC to also make me a dex stealth roll to get away And for you, it will be diff 6 because you are out there in the open.
Yes, one sec. Okay. Am I allowed to use the bonuses that you said we had earlier?
+4, yes. But you don't have Great White Mouse.
Ooh. Only one success.
Only one success. Defender wins. You are very lucky.
Slippery wolf.
Most definitely. So yeah, the Ragabash snoops away. Shows his face a little further away from the castle. Might howl again. And is busy distracting 4 frostbanes that are kind of confused, looking out of the gate and then slowly getting through it. And he starts to lead them a little away from the castle. And yeah, Jacob and Garm reach the tower. The door is locked. Strangely enough, this is a pretty solid door with one of those old coppery locks.
And tragically, today we learn that Jacob does not have open seal.
Yeah, guess who had?
Give and take. Jacob will shift up into Greenos because he's probably gonna end up knocking the door down. But the kind of how the lock is structured kind of depends on how he does it. So is it like
Have you ever seen a medieval door, a wooden door with like a copper lock that needs a copper key? Big lock, big key.
I think what she's trying to subtly tell us is that you can't really knock it down.
I mean, you can definitely attempt. You're in fucking Krynos. An oaken door is not going to give you as much difficulty as if you would try to knock it down in. You're basically a walking battering ram. So if that's what you want to do, then that is definitely what you can do.
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a big door that's kind of shaped. It's like a red that curves up. It's like a bunch of bars on it. All of these look like cast iron. Anyway, Jacob does not have larceny. He does not have the capacity to open this door, I think, for any means except brute force. Trying to think.
I pass my willpower roll.
Jacob was only standing there for like 30 seconds.
It's not enough.
Basically, the fact that you're standing staring at a door while there's just a bunch of frost giants kind of disappeared out of a castle that might be able to return any minute, and you're standing there and looking at a door.
That's true. Let's just fucking knock it down.
Okay. Strength brawl.
I have my axe. I'm not gonna brawl that shit.
You can strength melee it.
Melee.
Melee it. Well, I mean, Jacob does a thing, but I guess I need to see if I can up that.
Wow.
I think Jacob and Garm are knocking down his door today.
I think you are too.
Okay. Right. Hmm. Oh fuck! So you say strength melee?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was like, how the fuck does he have that much dex?
He's in Krynos.
I mean, I'd only be 3 dice down.
And
Did Garm
okay,
go to Krynos, by the way?
yeah. I go Krynos. My question being, yeah, I guess I'm still at 7 div. Considering I'm wielding an axe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter because actually I have the axe wielding specialty, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. So I think 15 successes might be enough to just obliterate
Yes.
that door into the
Yes.
oblivion.
Yes. There is already a huge hole in the door after Jacob kind of batter rams towards it and puts his claws in front of him and just bores into the door, and then immediately afterwards, Garm swoops with his axe down and crashes it completely. You are really like, it's such a good thing that this howl is still going on. You can even hear it in the distance.
God's sake, let's do what we need to do while he's still making some noise.
Because
Yeah.
clearly the howl is enough distraction that these guards will not hear you at all.
I mean, I can understand. It's a pretty sweet tune.
Yeah.
It's very distracting.
Yeah. Okay. Check. So, yeah, you are in the tower. The tower is basically, there is the entrance, where you can see some of a sort of a small desk standing and nothing else. And then there is a like circling stairs. I don't know how you call this in English.
Mhm.
That goes up, up, up.
Yeah, spiral stairway.
Spiral. Thank you. The spiral stairway. Welcome to being at a PCs. No, joking. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, going to try climb up the stairs, trying to be sneaky. There are big ass massive rhinos.
Mm-hmm. I actually need to make a quick. Oh wait.
Derp, derp, derp.
So yeah, the two of you, you want to go up in Krynos, and being all sneaky, you can roll your stealth if you're like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Nah, it's fuck it. I don't care. I'm stealthy enough.
Battlegarm.
Battlecar, definitely. So just need to find something there. Okay.
Arm, are you sure you don't want to be an Arun? No, it's fine. Fine, I have 6 successes.
Quickly.
I'm the sneakiest of them all.
Make a roll there. Interesting. No, this is interesting. Okay, check. Yeah. So as you are sneaking upstairs,
There we go. Okay, I'm fine.
yeah, you're fine. You're both, or
Right, I am.
yes, you are both the knight. Yeah, you are going up. You are going up. You're going up. You're going up. You come across some landings, but it really looks like there's not that much going on here in this tower. You don't actually see anything here until you reach the top of the stairs. It does take you some time though. Like it definitely takes you, even in Krynos taking like 4 steps at the same time. It will still take you like 5 or say 5 to 7 minutes to get to the top. And yeah, as you do so, you will actually see a couple of things. There is a what appears to be a cupboard, another desk, but this one does look like it's actually been used. There is a bed, but the first and foremost important thing that's standing like in the middle of this room is a giant piece of ice. And within this giant block of ice that is like, human sized, um, through the thick layer of ice, you can make out a womanly form with blonde hair and bright clothing.
Oh no.
Wow. Sound real convinced there, Jacob. Oh no.
Oh,
Whatever could that
Yeah.
be?
not the player, not the character. Jake could be far
Tragedy.
more.
And also, the two of you can make me a perception alertness site based. Difficulty 8.
No! No!
Okay, I got 2 successes.
You got 2 successes.
Ha! Take that! I have
Nice.
1 success.
You have 1 success.
We made it.
Okay. So there is something else you see as you look around, besides these very obvious items that you see. The cupboard is kind of standing half open. You can see some books in there. But what else you can see, and I will actually give you the picture on that. In
Yay,
each
picture.
corner of this room, you see something that looks like this.
Let it
A
go.
bottle. There's 3 of them in each corner, and one of the corners still open. But you guys both spot it. So yeah, that's it. There is a giant block of ice that has the Summer Queen obviously in it. Desk, cupboard, bed, and 3 weird, like, soap balls, ice balls. What?
Walks over to the bowls because I don't want to just hit the block of ice and end up inadvertently shattering the Summon Queen into 1,000 pieces.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're walking over to the balls, Garm. What are you doing?
I'm going to survey the room. With survey the room while following Mr. Leadership.
Okay. Mm. Come on, dice or dice roller, work with me. Need to make 2 rolls here. Yes. Success number 1 and success number 2. Okay. As you move further into this uh this room, you can. Sorry, I hate to really say this again. Make me a perception alertness. This time it is sound based.
Yay.
So, and it's just a standard difficulty.
Perception alertness or awareness?
Yes, alertness.
I have 5 successes.
I get 3.
Okay. So, Garm will see this or will hear this first. Sorry, my bad. Um, what he will hear is actually he will hear some movement behind him. And as he looks around,
Raising my axe as a
what he will
reflex.
see in the fourth corner of this room, he will see a hand placing a fourth ball in this corner. And reality around both of you will change.
Where the backling goes, there's a lot of bowl fondling around here.
You may say this through the pack link, but you don't hear
Yes.
anything anymore.
No!
Oh.
Let
Oh.
me actually get
No,
up
I don't want to
what's
be
happening.
into a snowing bowl code.
Instead, you will hear a voice. Voices of it is a woman, but it sounds a little scratchy almost. It's almost as if you hear Mother Larissa after she ate 5 pots of honey. It's not as scratchy as her voice, but it's definitely slightly close to it. As the voice says, I once stood upon a hill, watching armies march below me for days. I once had a family and land, and people worked the lands, and life was good and happy. And as this voice is speaking, you see in front of you, you're no longer in the tower. You're standing in these lands, and you watch these armies, glorious armies, marching as you are standing on a wall, watching them march out, get into ships, sail off. It is a bright summer day as this happens. You turn around and your Crinus form will walk down. You'll see kinfolk, men, women, children. They are harvesting. The seasons start to change. It starts to become winter. As you see the kids playing in the snow, making um, uh, like snow angels, having snow fights, like fighting with the balls of snow and all that. Um, and it is a happy life. But then, as spring comes, the armies start to return. They look broken. Their proud spears no longer complete, armor ripped, the banners broken. A lot of wounds, a lot of blood is tinting like the courtyard, and you see yourself kneel down next to someone. Jacob, you kneel down next to your wife. She's dressed in armor, but there are dark stains on her chest. She looks pale. Her eyes are closed. Um, Garm, you kneel down to someone you've never seen before. Dark hair, but the same armor, the same bloody stains on her chest. You both feel a tremendous love for this person in front of you, whether you know her or not. You watch as this person slowly draw her final breath, look up to you one more time, and then her eyes close. She dies. Your soul gets ripped apart by this feeling of loss, this feeling of love that is now broken and twisted. And you feel like you know that this is betrayal. Not betrayal of any mortal kind. Immortal. Gaia has betrayed you. She did not care about you, person you loved, or everyone around you wounded or heartbroken. And you two may both roll your rage.
What's mean today? Oh, doesn't matter, I'm in Krynos. Did you get the +1 diff? Mean does matter in that context.
It is a new moon, though, just for your info.
So great is my rage.
Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay.
I mean, did we get +1 rage or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then let me roll.
I should have stated this. I
Yeah.
realized when I saw your roll, so I was like, oh wait, I forgot to mention this.
Meh. I don't.
Sorry.
I'm completely unfazed by this. I have no success in my rage. Meh.
Okay. So both of you feel this tremendous rage fueled by the loss that you feel. But it does not drive you to frenzy. The scenery's changing again. The castle empty. And you find yourself standing again in this room, looking at this ice form, the Summer Queen, knowing that this is the answer. This is right, what you're doing. This is right. This is the right thing to do. For you, for everyone around you, everyone that has fought with you, has loved with you, has lost with you. This was what was needed. This was a price. This is part of the plan. And you stare at this Summer Queen in her icy prison. It's a promise of hope. And with that, both of you may roll your willpower.
No, willpower. My only weakness.
Difficulty is 7.
No, willpower. Not my only weakness. I want success.
Yes. Chris? Do we have a Chris in the room?
Christopher! He said he would be
Chris
right
did a
back.
BRB. God fucking damn it. Worst timing.
I mean, you can always make an arbitrary roll and be like, oh no, I'm sorry.
I need to check a sheet so someone else can make the fucking roll because we're literally waiting for his roll. Because yes, that matters right now. I mean,
Hello, Manners.
yes. Roll your willpower, diff 7.
Okay. 5 successes.
Cool.
Jacob cares not.
No. Garm, you will feel this temptation of just leave this. This is fine. You can leave this. Jacob, yeah. Temptation is easier for you to push aside than, well, almost anyone else, I'd say, at this point, with fucking 7 successes or 5 successes, whatever. Like, Jesus.
Yep. Jacob will ignore the temptation surrounding him.
Hmm.
because he has like a lot more than just a reputation to uphold, but he has his motivations for ignoring temptation at this point are fairly clear to those who know him. So that is precisely what he'll do. He will tear himself away from the scene. This is not the first time he has been shifted away from a reality that or shifted away to a reality that he doesn't really understand. So at this point, refusal of the call is a little bit simpler for him, if only because he's experienced in this sort of matter.
So you're standing here in this room. There is a block of ice in front of you. The bubbles have melted away and are now simply puddles on the floor.
Okay. What is it? Are the puddles just water?
Seems like it. I mean, are you going to inspect it?
Yeah, I
Yes.
wanted to inspect the bowls and the puddles and the well, not the bubbles, but the puddles and everything.
Okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to inspect the puddles? They look like clear water to you.
Yeah, he'll just kind of kneel down and look at them, and if he doesn't discern anything, we'll kind of.
I'm gonna just send Swarm on that shit.
Oh yeah, sense one.
By all means, do. Difficulty 4.
Okay. 3 successes.
Uh, da, 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 da. I need to search. Yeah, the Sandstorm is a perception. Perception what? Perception called or primal urge?
Uh, Chris, you just rolled. What is it?
I believe it's perception occult. For sense
Thought
one.
so too.
Difficulty is entirely dependent on DST, which is
It's
four in
diff
this case.
4.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yeah, you sense worm in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is bloody worm tainted, including the puddles. The worm taint kind of blasts from the piece of ice, kind of almost piercing your brains. You both have a headache.
Yeah. I would expect that.
It's really difficult to focus right now. So much worm taint around you, you know. Like, what is
Okay.
not worm tainted in this place? At this point, even the two of you seem pretty worm tainted
Okay.
to each other.
So there's a bunch of bowls in the room still that still have stuff in them?
No, there were 4 balls, and they are all puddles.
Okay.
Mm. I would. Mm. So I think I would like at this point. I'm going to stick. I'm going to put my stick in them water. My
Okay.
stick to make a certain ritual.
Yes.
So I'm like, nah, I don't want to put my werewolf toe in that water. So I would like to try to purify that shit.
Before you do that, please, both of you, make me perception alertness rolls.
Yes. You hear of giants being like, man, we're gonna fucking murder them.
One
It's based on
success.
hearing, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Garm, you hear it instantly. Chris, or Jacob, sorry, takes you a bit longer. You hear out from outside.
We don't have time. Don't have time. We have to go.
Okay.
We won't have to fight them all.
Okay. So quick OC question. Because this is a big fantasy castle, are there any torches?
No.
I mean, I have an
Okay.
architecture.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we need to melt this ice, or just get rid of it. Start breaking it away.
Well, I mean, I could. Technically, I have fire blast. So,
Melt the ice.
okay, you gave me the order. I am spending a gnosis. I'm spending a gnosis on my gold coin to breathe fire onto onto that ice block.
Okay.
And then it's like, yeah, the queen is now roasted.
I don't know. She's like absolute
I mean,
zero
she's
right now.
summer.
I'm sure that will make up for some of it. We're just putting her back to room temperature, right, guys?
I don't think a spirit really have a room temperature. I think it has season temperature.
Well, well, then we have a few more degrees of leeway.
Okay. You got 3 successes? No, wait, that was your sorry. What do you roll for your Talon, or is it just a standard amount of damage?
Technically, it's the 10. It's 10d10.
Okay. Fuck it. Yeah. As you breathe fire, the ice starts to melt at a pretty decent rate. Slowly starts dripping. There are cracks coming in the ice. You don't get through entirely, but you get through enough that you can see the cracks in the ice, and you think that with one well-placed swing of your axe, you can break the rest of the ice from around the Summer Queen.
While he's doing that, Jacob will. There's a wardrobe in here in her desk.
Yeah, there are several things. There's a desk. There's a cupboard. There's a window.
That'll be useful in a minute. The cabinet desk. What's inside them?
There are a few. The cupboard has a few books. The desk. There is a quill and ink on it. There are some papers on it. None of them have been used. The desk itself doesn't have any drawers of any kind.
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave all that alone.
There seems to be a picture on the desk, though.
Oh.
Painted, not a photograph.
Okay. Was it?
The photograph is of a black-haired man, fairly handsome. Has like a beard and a mustache. Seemingly in his late 20s.
Do I recognize this person, or are they just a complete stranger?
You really don't recognize this person. The drawing painting thing seems to be fairly old. If you have academics, you can roll it to see from which time period it comes.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me check if I have the. Where's. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's not a link to the forums on the werewolf page. As academics 1,
Okay.
intelligence 4. He has the specialty problem solver, which I don't think really applies here.
No.
What's diff? Just standard?
You don't have your academics in any way specialized, right? Like,
No.
okay. Div 7.
I have 4 successes.
Very well. Okay. You are able to determine that this is somewhat from like the early 19th century.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yep. Jacob will note that and go to help Garm rescue Summer Queen.
Okay. Yeah, Garm. You have molten the ice to the point where you think that you could, like I said.
I made a roll when he was
Oh,
he was checking. I had 4 successes. Well,
very well.
5 with my specialty.
That is enough. You don't need to roll damage or whatever.
Nope.
It's just, yeah, as soon as you manage to find the right crack where you just kind of swoop your axe in, and the cracks in the ice start spreading, and with a soft rumble they kind of drop on the floor, and the Summer Queen is also falling to the floor.
Catcher.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, you have a Summer Queen. From outside, you can again hear the steady pacing of the ice giants, or ice banes, I should say. What are you guys doing?
How far down does that window go?
With you can use the window to look out into the courtyard or the outstretching area. How
Okay.
far down does it go? It's just a window.
I meant like, what was the distance from the window to the ground outside?
Oh, well, it took you 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, to get
Okay,
up.
that's a long way.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're frost giant. They're not super smart. So I say we take the queen, on our back, and we just scramble off.
I think I think we just try to sneak out, and then as soon as we're spotted, I'll trigger my gifts to hold them off for a few seconds, and then we just run.
Okay. Does either of you have the common sense merit taken by chance?
No.
I figured.
I mean, you want to go to the courtyard? I mean,
I'm just asking. Jacob, you have tactics.
I do have
There's a
tactics.
window. You have a specialty in tactics. There is a window there that you can use to basically view outside to see the situation there,
Yeah,
if you
that's
so
why.
wish.
Yeah, that's why. Why
You're
I
looking.
wanted to. Yeah.
Okay. So as you're looking outside, you see the 4 giants, and you see a figure standing in the courtyard, cloaked in like a heavy dark cloak. The figure itself does not appear to be fairly huge, certainly not compared to these ice banes. And 2 of these ice banes hold the front and back legs of a wolf.
Oh. That's bad.
Oh, but gee whiz.
We need to help get him out of there. Okay, change of plan. Can I make an intelligence leadership roll to see how I can maybe formulate some sort of strategy here, other than just bull rushing them with all our gifts? Based on the knowledge I have of these Banes and...
Make me an intelligence. Yeah, make me an intelligence leadership roll.
Okay. Ugh. 2 successes.
There's 4 ice banes. There's 2 of you. There's an unknown.
These are all facts that I can see clearly.
Yes. You do not have the upper hand here.
No.
Now, you could try and sneak away.
Don't be leaving. Ragabash, die. Which one is holding the Ragabash? Which one is holding Silent Fields?
2 of them are holding him. One is holding his front legs, the other one is holding his hind legs.
Well.
Okay. Wait a
Guess we're
second.
gonna sneak.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Garm, I have an idea.
Oh boy.
I have a gift which can force Banes to flee. And we as a pack have a gift which can force
That
our
is
enemies
true.
to the floor. We have that power. It's based on sound.
Mm-hmm. So,
You would be able to do it without even being seen.
yeah.
Then we could rush out. I could trigger my own gift to force them back further, if we're fortunate, and I'd be able to grab the Ragabash, and then we could escape. From the window, do I see a way out? Would I be able to just... it depends on how tall the walls are. Because as a Krenos, we are quite... we have great leg strength.
You do. I mean, there's of course the gate that is now definitely open. You can head back to your former spot, the sewers. You could potentially try and jump towards the walls. It's quite some distance still.
Yeah, I think the gate in this scenario is our best bet if we're able to get through it before someone is able to shut it. By the way, is this sort of like a portcullis thing, or is it just really large doors?
It's really large doors.
Okay, that makes things a lot easier for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I think that's our plan. We just try to immobilize or incapacitate them, grab the Ragabash. Sorry, we won't say grab the Ragabash. We'll like grab Silent Fields, and then we run as fast as we can. I think that's what we do.
As you are talking, the 2 Banes will take a step away from each other while still holding on to the wolf. And he gets stretched out somewhat.
Oh dear, yeah, we need to go now.
Yeah. He continues to go for a final countdown. Except now it's ow, 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 ow.
He'll actually do manage to shout, even though he's trying to struggle away. Take the queen, rescue the damsel. Leave me behind, I've got this. I'll take these guys. And then you hear a bone pop in his leg.
Alright.
Nah. Nah, let's try that shouting tactic.
Alright. Alright, we have the plan. Let's act on it.
What's the name of
The Ragabash? Silent
Fields or Brad Pitt? Whichever you prefer.
No, I was asking what's the name of our shout out.
At this point, sorry,
Shadow Power.
the figure will go over and say a few words to the yeah, we'll leave it, walk over and say a few words, and yeah, basically Silent Fields will say, he's offering a trade, me for the queen. Don't do it. Run while you've still got a chance.
I want to try Thunderclap.
Yep. I presume we make our way to the bottom of the stairway very quickly.
Yes.
Um,
If you come to the bottom of the stairway, of carrying the queen, you'll see that the figure in the dark cloak has definitely walked up to the lupus, holding a knife on his throat.
Free pack link, you know the plan.
I cast Thunderclap. Fuck you.
Okay, Rapper got it.
Okay.
Which I would.
Roll the things.
I mean, I don't need to roll a thing. They must make a
Okay.
willpower roll difficulty 8.
Okay.
I actually have to make a
Done.
willpower roll as well, but it's a diff 4
Mhm.
because I'm a packman.
Okay.
I mean, you could also choose, to put finger in your ears. I'm just saying that's a valid tactic.
Oh yeah, I guess if I don't hear the thunderclap, I'm not.
I mean, if you don't hear it, you can't really make a roll. But
But it
I
would
will
be
let
like,
the ST.
I guess it would be an ST call because it's not
I
like
will
I'm
let
that.
the ST make the call.
I don't think you
I
can.
mean, it's really loud. That like
Yeah,
fingers in
it's
your
kind of
ears.
loud.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
it's kind of
I
is.
rolled. I'm good. I got 5 successes to not fall over. So
Okay, I will make
And-
first willpower rolls for the Banes.
I will also roll for my Wrath of Gaia in a moment. But I'll let you roll for
Someone
this.
makes it. What's the diff?
8.
Okay, that one makes it as well.
God damn.
No, that one goes. And that one goes as well. So what happens if they fail their willpower roll? I'm sorry, I don't have Lion
They're
up
unable
right now.
to act.
They're unable to act. Okay.
One moment. I have free gift because it does have a specific effect. It's
Yeah,
basically
it's thunderclap from the LWoD.
it's it's Clap of Thunder, Spendanosis.
Person in the black robe makes it as well.
Okay.
God
Yeah.
damn it, that rope.
Yeah. Basically, anyone who fails is stunned for a turn. Were the two that was stunned for one's holding what's his face?
I mean, since it is two, I'm gonna say one of them is, one of them isn't.
Okay.
So yeah. Did you make your willpower roll, Chris?
Yeah, I got 5 successes.
Okay, good.
And I will trigger my Wrath of Gaia.
Yep. While you do that, the person in the black cloak is gonna do something else.
No, how dare you make
Only
actions?
2 successes. If I need to roll willpower at difficulty 7 and match my successes, or exceed them. If they do not, they must flee, I think, for the rest of the scene.
Okay. Willpower roll 2 successes.
They need to match or exceed 2 successes. The willpower roll is difficulty 7.
First guy that's holding the raggy that was stunned. No, he will flee as soon as he's no longer stunned. Second guy holding the raggy that isn't stunned will stay there. Guy that's not holding raggy that is stunned will also flee after he's being done being stunned, and last guy will remain. And as for the cloak person, will
Flee?
will poof,
Oh, he disappears?
disappears. Yep,
Sick.
He's like, nah, I'm not
but
paid enough.
not after the knife, because I already made those rolls. Knife goes down into the Ragabash's throat.
No, rage heal, you bitch.
The wound seems to almost burn through his flesh.
No.
There is a cackling hack as his throat is opened, and you see some kind of flash of infernal fire, and I believe we're rolling for initiative.
Yep.
There are 2 Banes gone. So 2 will roll for initiative.
Oh, shit. I made an error in judgment. I'm on 14.
I'm on 18.
$16. $9. Before we head into combat, I would like to know what your plan is, because it's a 11:45. I really can stretch this for 15 minutes, which will not cover a combat. So if you're planning to try and fight the Banes, try to kill them, we will cut this to Thursday. If you try to make a run for it, I think we can still play that out.
I think, yeah, the only thing Jacob was going to do this combat was trigger Luna's armor. Everything else was literally take the Ragabash and run.
Okay.
So I'll just roll for Luna's armor, to be honest. But other than that,
Damien?
For my part, I'm going to spend a willpower point on activating resist pain.
By the way, you can take both a rage for seeing the Ragabash. Yeah.
yep.
And yeah, the priority is kind of evacuate.
Literally just grab the Ragabash and run.
Okay.
So,
I am good with narrating this. If the 2 of you are.
yep, that's fine.
Okay. So, the 2 of you. Which one of you is holding the Summer Queen?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone.
So the 2 of you head out of the tower, starting to make a run for it. The 2 Banes act almost immediately, but are slow. One of them is still holding onto the Ragabash, but will kind of drop that body on the floor as he's going towards you guys. The first Bane will swing its club towards you, but Jacob will dive underneath the club, kind of roll towards the Ragabash, grab him, and run out. The second Bane will slowly start to approach. He's trying to close in, actually going towards the gate, trying to cut you off. And you know what? Both of you, to finish this off, make me a Dex Athletics roll. Since you're both carrying someone, Div 8. Else you will get damage. Or you will get an attack.
You get 2
Okay.
successes.
Yeah.
I'm a dum dum with space in his brain. What roll? What
Dex
roll did I?
athletics. Dex
Dex.
athletics.
Okay. Okay. I believe. Athletics. Okay. Uh, I
Yep.
believe I take damage.
Okay.
I
Then
fail.
you fail. There will be a club swinging towards you.
No.
No, I'm too classy for this club.
You are too classy for this club. And it will miss. Wow.
I told you I was too classy for this club.
You are definitely too classy for this club. Yeah, the two of you make it to the gate. Garm is almost getting whacked in the head by a club with a like strange icy glow, and you can almost feel the cold radiate from it as it swings just above your head. But the two of you are faster than these banes, and you run out, and you run, and you run, and you run until you are far out of sight of this castle.
On the
Yay.
way, I do actually have a spare guy's breath to heal Thragabash if he's still alive.
Mm,
Dead.
Shit.
I was gonna leave it up to fate, but hey, he's dead. You can clearly see the telltale signs of a wound that is almost burned with silver right across his throat.
Yeah.
One of his legs is kind of hanging in a weird angle as it's been popped out of its sockets. Yeah.
Well, guess we're gonna have a funeral.
Do you want to end the scene here?
Yeah.
All right. Then I would say thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, SD, for narrating. And yes, you have saved the Summer Queen. The price was 1 lupus, Fiona.
Yeah, I saved my boon.
Who will not be sung, whose death will not be the tale of heroes, will be
Man.
forgotten, lost. No Fiona will sing of his honor, his glory. No one will mourn his death, as no one will know where his Ragabash has disappeared to. But to Garu, there on the Isle of Man. This was the scene for Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Good night.